What's up, guys? It's Slater Adams coming back at you again with episode 2 of Uneducated Podcast. I'm here with my boy Tracy, aka T Rizzle.
What's up, girl?
What up? What up? What up? And then Mr. Matt Jackson.
What up, brother?
Mr.
What up,
Matt Jackson.
Mister, yeah. He doesn't get a sick nickname. We came up with a nickname at Evergreen, but we're not gonna say that
Like
one.
this weekend?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not the one.
Okay.
Yeah, we can't do that one. So yeah, boys, we just got back from Evergreen this week, and we're gonna hit up a little bit about the convention life.
Okay.
We just got back from Evergreen, and I'm about to leave again for Orlando, so I think it's a great time for this.
Yeah, you are always gone,
Yeah, we
Something
covered
like
that
that.
last
as
episode.
we've covered. Yeah. Slater just doesn't agree that he's always gone, but yeah, he's always jetting off somewhere. So
Yeah, he
And
forgets.
that's the inside joke I run in our studio is like, bro, you're never here. And he says the same thing to me just because I work like way less than he does. So I'm just never there.
And opposite schedule somewhat, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
I
what I
mean,
thought.
we definitely don't, no one lines it up. Like, we just
Right.
work when we work. So, and I don't know, I definitely book I book like Tuesday is the first day of the week that I book. And then sometimes I'll work Wednesdays as well. And he doesn't work those days. He works the second half of the week, like Thursday through Sunday.
Yep.
So if I do like 3 days a week, it might be like a Tuesday, Wednesday, and then a Friday or Saturday. Like he might see me one of those days. Sometimes you'll see me 2 of those days. Like it's not often at the moment, at least, but
It's
But-
rare.
And then when he's on an airplane, he's just not seeing you.
yeah.
Yeah. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
You miss me?
You and yeah. That's why I joke so hard.
He said, "Baby, come back."
So what's up, dog? What'd you think about Evergreen this weekend?
It was great. Obviously, it was super fun. We I don't know if we want to announce our collab that is now
Now
announced.
it's announced.
Yeah. It was super fun getting to work with you in that aspect again, doing another collab, even though we didn't finish, but it was still super fun. Always great seeing everyone, just getting to reconnect and everything, and then being in Oregon, just
Especially
in
at
general.
a high caliber show, you know what
For
I mean?
sure, 100%. Everyone just killing it. Bob, his piece that day, was Bittner, right?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that piece was super sick. I wish you would have been up there.
I might go in the spring with you boys.
Yeah, you should.
You might.
Might.
Come on now. Come on now, T Rizzle.
All right.
All right, we pulled his arm.
But it
You
sounded
guys heard it.
Yeah, it sounded like kind of a hassle though, like getting there. What was the travel situation like?
Okay, getting to the airport was, I feel like, the only hassle
Yeah.
for us. Just
We just had to drive the SI. We loaded that bitch down and then
had a second car full of people. There's just a lot of us traveling with a lot of stuff. And normally I rent a bed or have a bed from a homie that, I don't have to travel all the way there with. But we had a lot of stuff to take with us this time.
Yeah, we did.
Okay. Was it like, so you talked about the airport was like, since you fly into a smaller one, or maybe this was for Eugene.
That's for
Yeah,
you,
that's Eugene.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you kind of talked about how it was like, it wasn't just like a straight shot type of deal. Or
It's
that,
typically not a straight shot regardless to get to Oregon.
okay.
You might be
can.
able to I was gonna say you might be able to get lucky and get
Does that cost you more?
Yeah.
Okay.
Eugene's kind of expensive anyways, though. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I've always felt it's like a little bit more for the overhead whenever I go to Eugene, but
Yeah.
mainly because of the smaller airport. Usually I feel like smaller airports, it's more expensive to fly there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like I remember flying into Bakersfield, and that's usually a little bit more. But
Yeah, I don't think I ever spent under $800 for an airplane ticket to Eugene.
no, probably not.
No?
Okay.
Yep.
And then booth costs and everything else. So you're looking
Yeah.
at like a couple grand to go to that convention.
Yeah.
After food, after everything, we're definitely spending at least that for sure. But
I would definitely do what you guys did though. Like if I do go in the spring, I'm gonna want to stay longer than just the weekend, and I'm gonna want to chill.
yeah, always. Like I always try to leave a day before a show and a day after the show. So getting there on Wednesday, leaving on Monday or Tuesday. I prefer to leave on Tuesday, but we all had prior obligations and stuff. Need to be home a little bit earlier, but
Whenever you get there early too, so like, you know, Oregon's 3 hours behind. So whenever we got there, we left 6 o'clock. I think Will's up in Indy.
yeah,
And
we're
we touched down in Portland at 9 o'clock their time. So that's a whole day to do everything you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, we hit a little good spot. You know what I mean? As soon as we got out of there, got some food. And
Little
then,
good spot.
yeah. We can't talk about that, but but then we went to Cannon Beach and went out there and seen all that stuff from the Goonies, that big ass rock. and
Yeah, I
shit.
saw that big rock you guys posted.
Yeah,
Yes.
make you feel small type stuff.
for
bro.
real,
I just heard they're making another Goonies, bro.
Yeah,
right?
I just saw that. I think we was talking about that on the plane.
Yeah.
We went to see that new Beetlejuice yesterday.
So good.
It's super
Yep,
good.
super good.
Yeah, we went and watched that together.
Yep,
Yeah.
yep. I went to a movie last night actually too.
Oh, what'd you go see?
Went with Reed and saw Speak No Evil.
Hmm,
It's good
I haven't heard
for
of that.
sure.
It's a scary movie.
I
Got
don't
me
want to
spooked.
ruin anything.
Got me spooked.
Yeah, I don't want to ruin anything.
I'm not a
It's good.
scary movie person, bro.
Yeah, I mean, neither my
I
wife
just-
is.
She is.
Oh yeah,
I didn't grow up like I wasn't allowed growing up.
you really?
No, anything witchcraft, anything like evil or scary, like gore, anything like that, just was not in our house. So I never got that love for
or
like
exposure to it at all.
yeah. And I mean, of course, you watch stuff at friends' house, like
Right.
Oh yeah, for sure.
you don't follow all the rules growing up, but
Sitting at, going to your friend's house, listen to Eminem and
yeah,
yeah,
everything you're not allowed to do at your own house.
yeah.
Yep.
But I never like some people just are literally passionate about like scary movies.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't really understand it that much. Like I've seen some that are okay, but in general, it's like I don't really love watching evil crap all the time. You know what I mean?
A lot of the newer stuff I don't get super into, but I love the older stuff. I love all the Universal monsters and stuff like that. I love the imagery of a lot of it more with the newer stuff, but I love the cheesy black and white B-roll. They're all, if you watch all the Universal monster movies, they're just love stories for
Oh,
real.
yeah.
They're just cheesy love stories,
Yeah.
which I love them. They're solid.
If we're talking like kind of, and I don't know if it's like a horror movie, but like the type of stuff I do like would be more like Shutter Island. That's a
Yeah.
good example because it's like a
Psychological.
It's a psychological thriller. It's not just like a scary horror movie. You know what I mean? Like that. It's like creepy vibes, but I wouldn't call it like a scary movie necessarily. It's just kind of
make you think.
yeah,
Get that heart erasing.
yeah.
Nice.
Yep. But
But
yeah.
yeah, but that being said, Liz is all into it. It's Halloween's her favorite season of the year. Like she already has all the decorations out.
Yep.
There's that whole category on Netflix called like I think it's called Evil Lives Here or something, but it's like the horror movie category that just
Right.
comes out each year. And around this time, she just lives on it. She
Yep.
makes me watch all sorts of stuff.
That's Alyssa 365
Yeah,
for sure.
just all the time.
We go
Same
to
with
sleep
Ross.
listening to it, or all the time.
You go to sleep listening to
Horror
movies?
films,
Oh, no
Zach
way, bro.
Bagans, all of it for
Boy,
sure.
wake
I love
up
it
with a
though.
nightmare.
But yeah, that rock will make you feel small for sure. Seeing that in person,
Absolutely. How did we even get on horror movies from a rock?
The Goonies,
The Goonies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
The Goonies is gangster, bro.
Right.
Like classic childhood adventure movie. Nowadays, like have you guys seen Outer Banks, the show?
it has that vibe
It has that vibe.
for sure.
And it's so good. Like just
Yeah.
the whole exploration, treasure hunting, and they're kids, you know what I mean? So like
yeah, I personally loved any of those like adventure type movies. That's why I like the Stranger Things, the first few episodes of it, because it gave me the same vibe of like Stand By Me and like The Outsiders and those group of friends just traveling. That's how I feel whenever we're all traveling, going to a convention. It makes me feel like a kid going to a destination to. I mean, we're not trying to find a dead body, but we're just trying to do cool tattoos instead.
yeah, it's
Same.
Yeah.
it's like the closest thing to like a childhood unit
100%.
that you have is
Yeah.
like when you're traveling with your friends as an adult and you're
for a common goal.
yeah.
That's super sick.
So after Cannon Beach, man, we got a start over there at Evergreen
Yeah.
Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It was a Hillsboro
Yeah.
Autumn.
First, we set up on Thursday and then went and played a little bit of Top Golf.
Yep.
Nice.
Yeah, that was super
Yep.
fun.
Jacob absolutely smoked
Yeah,
us.
dude.
Jacob who?
Morris.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, he was
sorry.
with us. Yeah,
Smoked us, bro.
I was shocked. He's pretty good.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah,
Top Golf's
Not
pretty
too bad.
dope.
Yeah,
I've done
it's
it,
fun.
I think, twice. It's fun.
yeah, that was my first time.
It's just fun launching a golf ball off of a raised up platform.
Right.
Like if there was no game going on, that would be more fun than a normal driving range, like on the ground. If you're raised up 2 or 3 stories launching golf balls, that's fun.
Oh yeah. I feel sorry for the people that got to get it down on the ground level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's lame.
No, give me my money back.
We actually showed up late there. They had
Yeah.
it was supposed to be like the after party for Evergreen.
We
And
had to pick up our homie Nick from the airport,
Oh,
so
yeah,
that set
yep.
us back on a little bit on time. But that way everyone could go.
That was the dude that had a bunch of trouble at the airport.
Dude, he had
Yes.
travel issue after travel issue. I feel so bad for everything they've had to go through. It was
Was it on the way or on the way home?
both.
Oh.
Yeah, both.
Yeah, so don't fly Frontier.
I saw him post something about it, and like I tuned in for a minute, but I don't know him.
Right.
So I don't think I watched like the whole explanation, but it sounded like they went through some crap. So.
Yeah. I can't recall the exact details, but basically onboarded, offboarded, flight canceled, and then promised basically amenities and stuff for the issues that they had, and then didn't even fly back with them. So yeah, I feel super bad for that they dealt with it, but they got home. So they got home safe
Yeah.
and everything.
Did they end up leaving that night, or did they have to stay a day?
I'm not 100% sure,
That's rough.
but he's crushing it with the stuff that he learned this weekend.
Oh yeah. He's going nuts
he's
with that
on it.
journey.
I know, it's wild, but yeah. So we set up on Friday. No, we set up on Thursday.
Yep.
And then I cannot recall the course of events for the whole weekend because I feel like we did so much throughout the.
We did do a lot, and
Period of
being
time we
on
were there.
the time difference is crazy. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm, for sure. But Friday we worked on our collab.
Yep.
Yep. Didn't,
All the way till 10 o'clock. They kicked us out.
yep. Didn't
10
get to
o'clock
finish.
there is 1 o'clock here. So you can already imagine how that went.
Yeah.
Tired.
Yeah, we were basically zombies once we got back to the Airbnb every night.
That's one thing about traveling. I'll go ahead and say that. Going to Oregon and getting that 3 hours behind.
Mess
huge,
you up
bro.
from the
Oh
jump.
my God. It's still, like, I'm still struggling, like, getting up and going to sleep at my normal time here. Just because.
And now you're leaving again.
Yeah, but at least that's Orlando, bro. Orlando's on the same time zone, so it won't be too bad. But yeah, being in Oregon, you know, I'm used to getting up around like 7:30 here, being smooth. That's like 4 o'clock there.
Yeah.
And there were some nights Nick kept me up till like 4 o'clock in the morning one morning, so it was basically 7 o'clock here when I was getting up.
Yeah.
But yeah, the time difference is that's a big struggle. You know what I mean? Traveling.
How did you feel not finishing the collab?
It sucked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's always
I knew it was gonna take a while, just because of where we was at, how much we wanted to put into it, and then I'm pretty sure my boy was a bleeder that day.
yeah, for sure.
Well,
Weeping a little bit more than normal.
Yeah, 100%, and that just kind of, you know, puts a little time strain on the tattooing.
Yeah, and that was our first true collab at a show, even too, right? Other than, I mean, we've tattooed a couple people at the same time.
Yeah, I think that was like our first true collab at a show. Everything else has been in studio.
Yeah, with no time crunch, no
Yeah.
shut off time. And because they have a strict shut off time, which was 11.
10.
Okay, yeah, well, it was 10. Everyone had to be out off the floor by 11. So
This was day one as well. So
The
in day
collab was day one.
Yes. And so on day one, they always have to come around, inspect you and stuff like that. And No
And
telling how long that's going to take.
yeah, and if there's any other kinks that are worked out you don't know about yet, like sometimes you don't know about the stencil setup, how congested or well run that is, you know what I mean? And is there Wi-Fi issues? And if you don't take, especially if you don't take your own printer, and you at certain conventions you have to wait in lines for stenciling and stuff, and others it's really well done and you know it's like pretty quick. But I've seen both.
For sure. And what I can say about Evergreen, they run their stencil booth phenomenal.
Yeah,
Like
as efficiently as possible.
Yeah, you don't wait super long. They're getting things in and out. They mirrored the normal like Eugene show, and so like if you've worked the Evergreen show before, you know the process of how they have it set up, and they're solid. We didn't really have any issues there. It was more just like I think our booth was one of the last ones inspected, so we did have a little bit later start time.
Yeah.
But
So how was this compared to the normal Eugene one?
it felt like Eugene, really. Other than it being a first year show.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you say it wasn't as busy? Like
Yeah, the foot
you said
traffic
Eugene
wasn't
is
as
super
much.
busy, and then
Yeah.
this one wasn't as busy. But first year show, that could be, you know.
Yeah, I would say definitely be in the first year show. You know what I mean? I don't want to say too much of the economy, but the economy definitely does have a little bit to play in people's pockets.
Yeah. Well, Greg had gone to Hunts Vegas the weekend. Was it before the indie show? And he said the last couple years it was like on and popping, and this year it was dead.
Right.
The whole time he said it was dead, and then he talked to Rock about it, and he was like, "Yeah, I don't know what's up."
I feel
So
like it's been kind of
maybe, yeah. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
No, you're solid. Yeah, I was saying I feel like it's been most shows this year. It's been either like hit or miss. It's either busy and there's a good amount of traffic coming through, but it still seems like a lot of people don't want to spend too much money, which I completely understand right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%.
Yeah.
That's something that's worrying me about the Orlando show because I was, pulled a little rookie mistake and didn't even post an ad until I want to say just a couple of days ago. And if you know anything about meta ads, typically it takes about 7 to 10 days to even pinpoint an audience.
Okay.
Well, my max date that I could even boost was for 7 days before the show.
Yeah.
So by the time I get there, it's going to be like day 7, the end of my ad. And hopefully somebody like picks something up. But if not, I'm going to try to have like some little flash out there and just hustle. But
That's
based off.
That's what I did at Gila, and I ended up picking up being fairly busy throughout the rest of the weekend. You're taking Ron as well, right?
Yeah, so Veronica is going to be selling, I think she's got 4 terrariums packed.
Okay,
So we're going to sell some of those. Olivia's going as well. She hasn't booked anything as well. She had a little interest on one, but she's going to be taking like a bunch of flash, and then it'll just be me.
Right. One thing not to change that, but one thing I will say about the show, there was a lot of people messaging about booking things for the Evergreen show.
Yeah.
But it just felt like a lot of those conversations were just like, there'd be like 1 or 2, like I'd get their initial idea and then I would respond and then just nothing.
Yeah, I had a few of those.
Yeah. But
I got lucky booking that Berserk piece.
that was so sick.
I appreciate that, bro.
Yeah, which going into Saturday, that's what Slater did, and that piece was so solid.
Yeah, I appreciate that, bro. It was also nice to see Danny pick up Tattoo of the Day that day with an anime piece.
Yeah.
Seeing an anime tattoo win at a prestigious show like that's pretty nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was every piece that was on stage was just phenomenal, and that's just normal for Evergreen. Yeah, Dusty picked up award.
Oh yeah, he got best traditional.
Mez got one, I believe. There was but yeah, it was super solid. Every tattoo was just so good.
Those awards were tight as fuck too, bro.
Yeah, they were.
Like the
Like a little
trophies or
dagger.
whatever.
Yeah, dude. It's like a little plaque with like a little dagger on there and stuff. Shit was tight.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't know how many people were upset with Slater for not entering his tattoo.
Which one? The Berserk one?
Yeah, a lot of people were upset I didn't enter it, but bro had to catch a 8:00 flight to Vegas the next day, so he was ready to bounce out of there. I didn't think he was. I don't think he thought that it was going to take as long as it did, but it's all right.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I'll have that with just normal clients sometimes. If it's their first time getting tattooed by me, like not everyone has really gotten like a full day piece like that, you know? People have tattoos here and there, but they haven't sat for like 8 or 10 hours. So sometimes I'm like, I'll explain the process to them, you know, like don't book anything else that day. This is going to be an all day piece. And they'll ask like, well, how late? Like, what time do you get done? And I'm like, why, do you have plans?
Right.
Cancel
right,
them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I don't know. I don't know the answer, so I'm not giving you an answer.
Yeah, I
Like-
generally give people like a range. Like we could work for, I try to cut things off around 8 hours, but I just tell everyone 8 to 10 hours. I'm
Yep.
not going to push past 10 hours tattooing anymore.
Same. Yeah, I there for a while I did, and when I guess I just wanted it. You know what I mean? But it does not really serve you.
No, because then you're not doing it the next day or possibly the day after even. Like
Yeah.
The mental strain on it, yeah, it's rough.
even physically, like I'll just
Oh,
feel
yeah.
like just be like I'll feel like I've spent hours in the gym the day before.
Yeah, I'll feel
Hunched
the
over.
next day. I'll feel hungover.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like it hurts my back. My wrist will start hurting if I go that long. You know what I mean? Like my arms and my wrists and stuff. So
Dang,
I just don't do it anymore.
getting
Yeah,
old,
that's right.
baby.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
I got these gray hairs popping out, bro.
Yeah, it's funny you said something because I just tattooed Sawyer.
Yeah.
And I don't remember who he said did his chest and like his ribs and all that stuff, but he's like coming from this piece to what Tracy did. He said was like a huge difference. He said he looked down at like maybe 3-4 hours and like you only had like that much of that bottom half of that.
Yeah.
I think it was a Hanya mask,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah, done. He was like, all right. He was like, I guess this is what it is. And I'm pretty sure he said he asked you like how long it was going to take, and you hit him with the I don't know.
Yeah, dude, that's what I do. Like, I mean, I just have gotten myself into trouble over and over again trying to like guesstimate how long it's going to take or how much it's going to cost, and every time I'm wrong.
Yeah.
So and all it does is box me in, and then in the middle of the tattoo I'm like stressing in my head because I'm going to have to tell this person it's going to cost more than I quoted them because it's taken longer. And there's times where like I'll surprise myself and finish something I didn't think I'd finish in a day. And then there's other times where the exact opposite happens. I'll think I'm gonna finish something, and I literally only get 50% of it done.
Yeah.
The detail, whatever type of detail it was just taking me longer than I thought it was going to. And every piece is different. I can't guess anymore. So I just tell people straight up like, I don't know, and I'm gonna regret it if I tell you something. So this day for session 1, you at least need like this is the max amount you're gonna need for the day rate. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Past that, we'll have to see what we get done and reevaluate. We might even finish the piece, but I can't promise that.
Yeah.
So expect like it's a process. And I try to just explain that to people.
Yeah, I do the same thing and just tell people that I'm not tattooing based, like I'm not time oriented. I'm going to be goal oriented. We're going to try to finish this amount in this session and then
Right.
reassess if we need to do more. We'll do another session if we need to. But I also like trying to book like a day and then an extra half, or at least have one set aside for that person just in case too.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, man. It's hard. It's hard. Like that's one hard thing about the job for me is like I always I feel it's like that performanceism. Like you have to perform at a certain level quality wise, but also like you don't want people to be disappointed because they thought they were going to get more done. So these days, like I just have gotten a lot better at not caring, which is kind of what you have to do.
Yeah.
Like if you're quality focused, quality comes first. I'm not worried
Yeah.
about the time.
Yep.
If you want tattooed by me more and more, you're going to have to understand, like, I'm not looking at the clock. I'm simply trying to do the best tattoo that I can do. And the thing is it's served me pretty well because, like, when I started doing that, my work just went through the roof. And this was
Exponentially
a couple years ago where there was, like, a specific point I could probably look back and pinpoint to. And it was when I finally listened to like Brad and Cody and those dudes when they were looking at my pieces I was sending them, and they were like, you're rushing, like, until you're ready to slow down, don't ask me this question again. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that was what they were telling me. And so there came a point to where I was like, I would tell them I spent 10 hours on a piece, and they were like, you should have spent 18 hours on that piece at least. You know what I mean? Like 2 days instead of 1 day. So finally got it through my thick head, I guess. And when I did, man, my work just went through the roof.
Yep, it'll drastically change. Yogi basically was like kind of the same thing, just slow down. Slow is fast in most cases.
That it is.
Yeah. And there's good, I'm going to say this, there's good artists that are really fast.
Yeah.
I don't know how they do it, but even though they're good, they're not the people that I follow. They're not the people that I look up to. Any artist on Instagram that I look up to, when they post a good sized piece, it's not a day where they banged it out. It's always included with a caption that says, worked on this the last 3 days.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or worked on this the last 2 days, and it was 2 super long days. So when that's like kind of what you surround yourself with, it becomes normal. But I'll say, like, on a local level, not everyone is used to that as far as clients go. They're just used to the tattoos they've gotten in the past where so-and-so banged it out.
Right.
And, that's okay, but, like, I'm not impressed by that tattoo.
Right.
So
Yeah.
it's a different thing we're talking about here.
Yeah, there's a few people that I can think of that are just naturally fast tattooers that just crush it, like Pete Carino, super fast. Joshua Carlton, who was fast too.
Oh, Nick Hido.
Nick is on a different level
Yeah, he
of
is.
fast, though.
I'm pretty sure he told me he outlined like a traditional Japanese dragon in like an hour and a half or something.
Yeah.
Crazy shit like that on this dude's full arm. Nuts.
Dane Smith, he's another super fast tattooer.
100%. Hey, it comes at a cost though. I feel like when you're fast, the pain is like way up there.
Yeah.
I could see that.
I don't know, except for Tracy here. Heard my boy, whenever he packs in that black, be like a brick.
A brick. So, like, does that mean hurting bad?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I think so. Anytime, most people say I'm super soft-handed. I don't have, or light-handed or whatever. Obviously, I'm not pulling like big fat traditional lines. So it's a different style. But nobody has issues sitting all day with me. Like,
Yeah.
it just typically no one has a problem with it. You know what I mean? But dude that you're talking about, he does have a problem every time.
Does he?
Yeah, he's not great. He doesn't like sitting that long. So
That's the hardest part for
I can
most
see it.
people. It's really not the pain getting tattooed. It's them sitting static all day, and most people, we're not made to do that. We're supposed to get up and move, and
yeah, after a while, just being uncomfortable for so
Yeah.
many hours, like if your butt is numb or whatever, I think that starts to just irk people a little bit more, and then it just adds to it.
yeah, I'm actually in the process of like looking for a chair or something that's more comfortable for my client. Because
Good luck.
I know over the years there's just never been anything that's just been the one.
Even like all the big name ones, you know what I mean? Like the real expensive, high quality, like Tatso and stuff like that. I still don't even feel like that gets the job done in comfort.
Yeah, dude, me and Liz ordered those nice tassel chairs, and they look aesthetically nice and everything
yeah.
for a studio. But like, they even have those. I guess they're built in with curves, like on the seats and the back and everything. I guess for ergonomic purposes. Like on the sides, they might kind of curve up, or in the middle right here, there's like a little bump type of thing. But if you flip over the other way, if you're not just sitting there normal, if I'm tattooing a back. Or something like that, or even a back of an arm, but they're face down, then it's the chair, the way it's built, it's not ergonomic because those creases and stuff are like
Makes sense.
pushing into you in weird ways.
Yeah.
And so it's just, I don't know, it's still not perfect for every position. And I've often thought about, like, we spent like, I think $1,400 a piece on those chairs.
Yeah.
And because I was like, this is the last chair I'm going to buy type of deal, or at least for a long time. And then nowadays sometimes I think about going back to a massage table.
Which that's what I recently did, and then I just feel like more people are uncomfortable sitting in those, like the trifold massage tables, sitting up all day, and
Yeah.
I don't know, want people to be more comfortable sitting. But
I used to have a really nice massage table. It was like
the burgundy one,
yeah.
that one was nice.
And that thing was like heavy duty, bro. Like me and Travis at our heaviest, bro. We sat on there and chill.
With like 6-7 inches of padding on it.
Oh
It was
yeah, that
thick.
thing was like that thick of just padding. Everybody enjoyed it, and then I don't remember what happened to it. It just got broke. Age, you know what I mean?
Age, yeah.
Age.
Natural deterioration.
Yep.
So you guys had a good time
Yep.
in Oregon.
Did.
You're going to Orlando this weekend.
Yes.
Okay. What other conventions you guys have lined up
I think that's it.
for this year?
Maybe. I might I've been talking to my buddy Cholo about popping in one of his shows. We was talking about me being a potential judge at the show, which kind of excited me.
Yeah.
So maybe I might go to Owensboro in October, but we'll find out.
Okay. What show is that?
It's just Owensboro, Kentucky, bro.
Okay.
It's just one Cholo just started recently putting on shows, and that's one of them. You know what I mean? So
He owns the Secret Lotus, and it's in Louisville, correct?
he doesn't own it anymore.
Oh,
I'm
that's
pretty sure
right.
he
Okay.
sold it out to Drew,
Okay.
but it's in Radcliffe, Kentucky.
Okay.
Yep, close to Louisville though.
Yeah,
so.
yeah.
Cool. What about you? You got anything else lined up this year?
I'm not gonna do any more shows this year for sure. I have been talking to Dusty Pitstick and doing a guest spot at his studio, but that's
in Ohio?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just to go up, see homies, just so that way, I know losing contact with people and waiting till I probably won't do another show till March till we do Evergreen. So, that way I can still go see the friends and not wait till another 6 months to see people.
Absolutely.
I mean, you've probably done what, like 6 shows now in 3 months.
Um,
You guys are some
July,
traveling
August,
fools,
September.
bro.
yeah, I would say close to 6. Yeah. And then a couple at the beginning of the year too. So, yeah, it's been busy.
Hey, I ain't done too many conventions this year.
I did
not too
more
many.
than I planned to this year for sure.
Yeah.
I say that every year though. I'm like, I'm gonna slow down doing shows, and then I just can't. There's just something about being on a convention floor and learning from everyone, and just being surrounded by that level. And then, just like Evergreen this weekend, the amount of stuff I learned and get to bring home and apply to my tattoos now, it just doesn't make sense to ever stop doing that. It's like
Yeah.
I view it as instead of going to college, I'm on the convention floor going to
Right.
college.
Getting that scholarship.
Yep.
That's a good thing about tattoo conventions is if you make money, tattoo there, cool. You know what I mean? That's great. You're making money. If not, you got all these phenomenal ass artists that you can learn from. And then you could pick up techniques, whatever, you end up learning and take that home, apply that, and make even more money off of
For
it.
sure. What was
So-
your biggest takeaway from Evergreen this weekend?
Honestly, that mid journey, bro.
Yeah.
I know I didn't get to take Garrett's seminar on it, but here listening to Nick and
It was the talk of the convention floor,
oh yeah,
for sure.
yeah,
100%.
that stuff can 100% change your life. And I know we talked about it a little bit on episode 1, but it's wild, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you guys mentioned some stuff that because I use it very simply. I'm still doing like a text to prompt type of thing. I didn't know that you could put in
Parameters and
designs
everything.
that you already make, and it'll spit out more like your design style.
After so long, yeah, it's wild.
Like
I
you
think
could
it's like
just
200 prompts that you got to create. And don't mean to cut you off first off.
No, you're good.
Whenever I was designing, I did like a Vegeta piece recently. And, Vegeta's just a very common character to tattoo. So I went on the mid journey and, typed up some stuff. And when you do it, I was like reading, I don't know how true this is, but whenever you type out your prompt, they spit you out something. Obviously, they're going to give you different variations of that. And you can, you can upscale whichever one and continue working and creating until you find one that you like. And when you end up finding one that you are happy with, you rate it, give it like that heart and stuff. And Midjourney like files that away, like, oh, okay, well, he likes this. You know what I mean?
Kind of like your Spotify or YouTube does.
And they'll start giving you stuff that's like more like that.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So it kind of like zeroes in on what you want. But I think that's after like 200 prompts. So you got to like enjoy 200 of the images that they give you.
Okay. So yeah, that's something, because I definitely have created over 200 by now.
But have you liked any of them? Have you like gave any?
No,
love?
I didn't know you could. That's the thing.
So when you upscale it, you know,
I just download them, but I don't like them or rate them. I don't know how to do that.
It's on the bottom of like where you have like the upscale. And
yeah, all those.
At the very
options.
bottom one. Yeah.
Okay.
After like all the arrows and stuff, you'll see like a little heart there. Just click that heart, and it'll
But
just
then,
like put it in a folder for you.
Okay.
yeah, it's like, and there's so many of those like parameters you can set, because you know how like it'll over render. So like fill an area with too much, like they'll try like fill in filigree or something and try to make all these little intricate designs inside
Yeah.
of it for no reason, because it doesn't need to be there. You can set a parameter to stop it at a certain percentage, so it'll just in there.
Okay.
And it's wild. We can sit down and go through sometime for sure.
We need to get Nick on the phone.
Yeah, he's down. He hit me up. He was so we just need to let him know when we want to sit down. And even I might have hit up Garrett too and pick his brain and stuff, because obviously knows he's been using it for a few years now.
Oh yeah, I mean he's the one who gave the seminar.
Yeah.
So.
Do you guys have it now?
What is that?
Midjourney.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Because I don't know if it's changed now, if it's more open source and anyone can get it or sign up for it. But there, for the last few years, it's been like invite only in the Discord group. It wasn't like a website you could go to. It was only in Discord. So like someone gave me an invite who initially was on the waiting list, like when it released. So I'm just happy I knew that dude.
Right.
And then, funny enough, my only exposure to actually talking to or knowing Josh Carlton was, I think I messaged him about something on Instagram, and somehow we got on the subject of Midjourney. Or maybe he just posted it. He was like, hey, if anyone has... He mentioned the AI thing. I think that's what it was. He posted something. He mentioned the AI stuff, and he said, I wish I could try it out. Like, how are people using this or doing this?
I recall that.
And then I just messaged him, and I was like, hey, I've got... And I think you got like 3 invites at that point on Midjourney. And I was like, hey, I've got like 2 invites left. I can just send you this link and you can get in Midjourney. And he was like, dude, sweet. Thank you. Cool. So then we talked about that like a little bit, sent some design stuff back and forth. But it was kind of cool because at that point he was, and this was probably like a year and a half, 2 years ago, but he was deep in the cancer struggle. He was down in the dumps at the time. And he was like, he said, dude, thank you so much. Like, I'm not in a good place mentally right now, and this is making me feel like a kid again. Like this new technology, this new technology that's brand new to me, and I'm able to just generate all sorts of stuff that I can tattoo. You know what I mean? So that was cool. But other than that, I didn't know him. We just talked a little bit about that.
Yeah.
The best thing about that Midjourney, bro, is honestly just nobody, absolutely no one
has that reference.
Yeah. Unless they fucking copy you.
Yeah.
But whatever.
And if you hop on Pinterest now, like if I'm looking for references on there, I know what's created with Midjourney a lot of times.
Yeah.
So people it's even expanding what you can find on there, because you can use that stuff too.
Yeah, because
if they posted it on there.
Yeah, and everything that you make on Midjourney is getting added to a server, so it's all gonna end up being on just the internet.
Yeah,
too. So, which is gonna be wild in 5 to 10 years, because you're not gonna know what is a real person or a real photo of a fox or anything.
It's gonna get better and better and better.
Yeah, which is kind of scary, a little bit, because it's learning. Like, we're teaching this AI right now by using it. So,
hopefully, we don't make it too smart. Have a Will Smith movie, you know what I mean?
Right.
Well, your boy Elon, dude, he already is like
It's a Neuralink.
Y'all don't know what you're getting yourself into. Like he's the one that is pushing for people to police AI more than they are, because just the capabilities of it, he's like, it's going to be destructive if we're not in control of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I know he has beef with the OpenAI dude. I think his name's Sam Altman or something like that. Elon does not like that dude, because he's like, you're doing what you said you weren't going to do when you started out, and it's going to be dangerous.
Which it definitely can be. One of my clients was talking about it the other day, and how there's, obviously theories, and like as soon as one AI starts to realize that it doesn't need us for something, or we're making it worse, or we're the problem, that's scary. And then we have iRobot or whatever happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what AI is? Or are they just like little robots? Like whenever you're talking to Facebook AI or whatever,
It's a server.
Yeah. So how the fuck is that gonna work if it tries to like revolt?
We'll find out.
Everyone's gonna have
I guess so.
make everyone have really bad tattoos and stuff.
well, even so, like I guess even what we've already seen, to where it could be super dangerous if you didn't know what's real and what's not. We've seen all these like deep fake videos on, it could be YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, to where it's an AI generated video of someone who already exists, and it's them talking. And so one example is like Joe Rogan on his podcast. They brought up a video of him saying something, and he was like, I never said that. That's not me. That's an AI generated video. And
wild.
But as that gets better and better, being able to duplicate like people's exact voices and how they look, and literally just generate a video of them saying something. What happens when like that gets way better down the line, and suddenly you don't know what information is correct or not? You don't know if the video is actually the person or not, because it's too good and you can't possibly tell.
Right.
And it's the freaking president like addressing the nation about something, and it's totally wrong.
Right. Or
Like-
even like on a local level, like we make a video of Slater sticking something in its pocket at the grocery store, post it online, and then
Yep.
no matter what, Slater defends himself, says he didn't steal it, but 15,000 people already saw it. So out of those, no matter, Slater's now a thief.
Yeah.
And no matter what.
Yeah, the I guess the opportunity to like completely just ruin people's reputations type of deal will get out of hand at some point, because there's people out there that just have malintent. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For other people, and they're selfish and they just want personal gain. If someone already is willing to hack you and hack your life and take your social security number and just commit identity fraud, which that's already such a big issue with technology and stuff. If people are already willing to just totally ruin your life and everything that you've worked so hard for, then they definitely will be,
Yep.
open to using AI in the future if they can, to do it even farther.
Guaranteed.
That's scary to think about.
Yeah.
I could start a fucking war.
Yeah. It
100%.
It probably will. Like that. I think that's what Elon Musk is alluding to, is like, it's already bad in certain circumstances that you can just see online, and it's what happens when it evolves and gets way, way better.
Right.
Like it'll be a much larger magnitude of bad. So
Yeah, that's scary as fuck, to
Right.
be honest.
yeah.
For right now, at the early stages, I think there's a lot of good for it. But yeah,
There's still gonna be a lot of good, regardless.
sure.
It's just people, bro. You know what I mean? How people are. There's a lot of good people. There's a lot of shitty people,
yeah.
and all it takes is just one bad apple to ruin the batch. You know what I mean?
100%.
Man, scary stuff.
Yeah. But until then, we're gonna make some
Ride the
dope
wave.
tattoo designs.
Right.
Yeah.
You said whatever happens, happens.
Yeah. Every step's another step.
That's right. I'm glad you didn't forget that, bro.
Dude, I was randomly thinking about that yesterday. It popped in my head. I was just like, it's so true, man.
How
Every step's
often
another
it gets
step.
said in the studio now is kind
At-
of ridiculous.
At Redbird?
Hey.
Yeah. 100% all the time.
Andrew eats it up, bro. He fucking every day. That's something with him, or he'll use something else with it. You know what I mean?
Andrew is ate up.
Yeah, he ate up like a soup sandwich, dog.
Oh,
So, I know we keep. Originally, we was going to talk a lot about conventions.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You guys,
As
you guys have anything else to add about conventions?
Yeah, I think we should deep dive into a little bit of maybe some preparations. Like, what do you do when you go to a convention, bro? Like, what is the necessities you need? What do you pack up? Like, run it through.
yeah. So starting out, I used to overpack. You know what I mean? I would try to take the whole tattoo studio in a suitcase, and over time you learn you don't need to do that anymore. And I've simplified my overall process as far as what I'm using for inks and stuff. I'm using just Empire or primary base set, and I'm mixing all my own pigment anyway for anything color I'm doing. So I only got to travel with like 10 colors maybe, and then whatever preferred gray wash set I'm using at the time in black. But I could just travel black and mix my own gray wash there.
Right.
And then this show I traveled with my massage bed, stuff like that. I like to travel with pre-packed stations. Just put my basic whole setup in there, and then I'll do individual gallon bags of the extra supplies just in case we need it, or someone else has it, doesn't take a bunch or doesn't have it. So that way I have, if you run out of A&D, run out of gloves, I can like, hey, here, just take it. But we always operate on kind of a community supply set, and everyone in our booth just uses everything the same. Makes it a little bit easier for everyone.
Yeah, so I know whenever we went there, I had originally packed. It's a little different. Usually whenever we would go to conventions, it was just me and you in the same studio at the time.
Right.
So this time it was a little bit different because I packed everything I needed.
Right. Yeah.
I got there, didn't need a single thing
So I got
at
you.
all.
I got
Besides
you.
like maybe a couple needles, maybe my black, just because it's the ultra black. Outside of that, everything else was ready to roll. And when he says pre-packed stations, he means literally everything that you're going to use to tattoo, from your
all of our
needle,
barrier films,
film, your A&D, razors, all that stuff. Boop, right there in that little bag. Pop that bag open, set it out. Just set up your station. You're ready to roll.
Yeah, it makes it super easy.
Way
It
easier.
saves so much time and trying to figure out where everything is, and then we can also have our back table a little bit more organized, a little bit cleaner presentation, not having supplies scattered everywhere.
Yeah.
I like less clutter. I think we all do.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I feel like this time at Evergreen it was a little cluttered, but that was 4 people running off one table.
Right, yeah. And that was our fault. We tried something a little different with our setup. We put our middle table like dead center long ways, and kind of split our booth a little bit.
Yeah.
It worked out though. It was all right.
Yeah, it wasn't too bad at all. Kind of gave us a lot more room from this angle, you know what I mean? I don't know what that would be.
Yeah.
Length.
Yeah, but aside from that, I'm traveling with all my needle groupings, which is a laundry list. And then my camera, all my charging packs, everything like that. So that way I can charge everything. I got that little battery pack where I can plug in my polarized light, take my photos and stuff now. Camera, extra SD cards, extra batteries, and then obviously our clothes, everything like that.
Yep.
Feel like that's about everything that I really traveled with. Getting my armrest there this time was a hassle.
Do you have a bigger armrest?
I've just got that travel armrest. It's got the swivel base on it. It breaks down pretty small, but we are already so close on weight on every bag. So somehow maneuvered it into my travel tassel bag.
Let's go ahead and talk about this weight on the bag. So we're going home from Portland, right? And I don't know what was going on. I checked in right before them, and I had to take my massage table over to the oversized area. So I do that. I come back, and I see Matt and them on the ground ripping open his bag.
Uh-oh.
They're throwing stuff around, moving stuff around. And we had bought some hot sauce there. Shit's gas, by the way. And
So this is on the way back.
this is on the way back, yeah. So it's originally in the checked on bag. Whereas if you know it should be in a checked on bag, it has to be. Can't take it on the plane with you. He put it in Shane's checked bag, or not checked bag, carry on bag. Yep. And we go through TSA. Everybody makes it through. Matt makes it through. Everybody's through besides Shane. Shane's sitting there, and they got him over there at the little, where they're searching his bag and whatnot. And they're like, oh, well, we can't let you through with this, blah, blah, blah. They have, we may have had like an hour to the flight.
Yeah.
Till flight took off, or at least before we was on there. And if you know Portland's fucking airport's ridiculously long for no reason.
Okay.
And the TSA line was already getting packed. Everything was just looking to go south. Luckily, Matt had to go all the way back out, go check that bag in, and then come on back. Luckily, it was a free checked bag.
That, and I've had to do things like this before, so it makes it easier knowing that, okay, someone you know is on the other side of TSA. Leave all of your stuff with them. Don't carry your stuff back out. Just go back through with your ID.
Yeah.
Makes it so much easier.
We definitely got lucky on that part. But yeah, he ended up him and Shane had to go all the way back out there to check that bag on. No telling how long that line was.
It was pretty long.
And it was enough time for me and Jacob to walk down. Alyssa went and used the restroom, did whatever she had to do, came back, was watching our stuff, and me and Jacob went and got us a little brewski before we got on the plane.
Mm-hmm.
Chilled there for a good minute, waited a good minute for the beer, and by the time we got back, they had just got back, and the flight was loading up.
Okay.
They got lucky.
Just on time.
Yep.
Yep. I don't know.
So pack correctly.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, which and we always have to deal with that with our inks and everything because you can't have anything over 3 ounces. So all that's got to be checked, which that's a whole process. Just traveling with ink because we're taking our caps off, saran wrapping the top to create like a pressure seal kind of, and then so that way, as a lot of tattooers know, you're probably gonna have at least one ink explode, which I had none this entire trip.
It's that saran wrap, bro. Whenever you take that saran wrap and put it on there, it gives that extra protection.
Yep. Yeah, it works solid.
It's nice.
It'll definitely be interesting flying to a convention because I have not yet.
Yeah.
Eugene will be your first.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't, dude. It sounds super annoying not being able to take everything that I need. Like when you drive, even when I did Florida.
Anyway, bro.
Yeah, I know, but I'm talking about like a chair or a stool and my light and my table and my armrest. Like there's so much crap. It also like, you know what I mean? Like power supplies and this and that. Yeah. Like I understand that stuff can fit in a bag, but it's like, it just sounds like a hassle.
Yeah, I mean, I have my travel toolbox, and now that I've done it for so long, it gets easier every show.
Yeah.
I've kind of got a set process. I've got like a checklist that I go through, and I'm just like going through, okay, this is there, this is there, this is there, just checking it all off. Yeah. There's literally, like my list right now has 6 different colored check marks from this year, I think, just from doing it. I use the same one every time, so it makes it easy. But having that designated traveling case where you know the same things are going to go in the same place every time.
Yeah.
Just making that process.
Yeah, I think even once ever you get on like a convention train, you know what I mean? You can just get something that you used to have something that was really fucking tight until
I can't remember what show.
It was Eugene. It was Eugene, not this year, but last year. Me and him both made it there on time to Eugene on the scheduled date, but our bags didn't make it till the next day. When we got there, his shit was tore up, fucked up. But it was a set little station that he had inks in. He had every supply that you could think of that you would need in the studio. And I'm pretty sure it even had like a little table that came up on the side, right? Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you can even set up off that. And it was
like a tray.
Probably about like 4 foot, about like that. You know what I mean? Nothing crazy. Wrapped it up in like saran wrap and would send it on the flight.
Like a cosmetic cart.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was.
Exactly what it is.
Yeah, Greg had one of those one time.
I think he bought the same one that I had. It just had a one, or no, he bought the one that had 2 tray table things on it.
You find the best stuff when you're searching for stuff like that online to buy. I've found that you find the best stuff that you're actually looking for when you're not searching tattoo. You're searching like medical cart or cosmetic this or that, you know.
That's what I'm looking in for, the going back to like the client chair. I've been looking at like spa and massage companies and stuff instead, kind of seeing what they have to
I wish
offer
that purple
too.
company would make like a massage table or something.
Which one?
That purple company.
Is that
That's- I
pad
think-
you have?
Yeah,
That
well, it's
butt
not
pad?
mine. It's Olivia's, but yeah, it's I don't even know, some like gel padding stuff. Like if somebody starts complaining that their ass is hurting or something, I'll go grab that pad and put it down there and smooth for the rest of the
solid.
time. But yeah, if they made something, it would be really nice because they make mattresses. You know,
Okay, yeah. Tempur-Pedic needs to come out with a massage bed.
no shit.
Sick.
Have some people sleeping on there.
Yeah, no.
That'd be nice. You ever had anybody sleep on you?
A couple times.
Yeah,
Just I think only 2 or 3 times.
Okay.
I definitely have. I feel like almost one a week. Someone just chilling.
One a week, somebody sleeps.
Almost, yeah. But I think the environment that we have set up at the studio, in most cases, other than like this weekend, we have Friday the 13th, and no one's sleeping during that.
No.
But
Well, the tattoos are probably too quick.
that too, yeah. But yeah, I feel like just like the environment's just chill most of the time in the studio. So
Yeah.
some people, if they're they're not a talker or anything, they're just chilling. Some people just pass out. I got a lot of people that like to read and stuff while they're getting tattooed. But yeah, every once in a while.
I had Lee's boy one time fall asleep on me, Logan.
Yeah.
And whenever he woke up, I was doing his back, so I was surprised he fell asleep. But when he woke up, he was like, "Fuck!" He's like, "Give me a second."
I had
He's like, "I forgot I was getting tattooed."
Yeah, I had the same situation with my back. I remember slept for maybe like an hour or so. I don't know, time doesn't exist in tattooing, so I don't really remember how.
Flies by.
Yeah, but I remember waking up and just being like, "Oh my god."
He's like, still
the worst.
going.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine getting it back done.
It sucked.
I guarantee it. You were 5 months, 2 days back to back every month, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, so we did 4 2-day sessions, and then we did 2 like half-day sessions.
Okay.
And those were like, we needed some things. We needed to fit it in some extra hours to get it to a point to where we could finish it the last 2 days, because that was at the Empire State Convention in New York. And so we needed to, and we had 2 days because he had another client lined up. So he's like, we got to finish it in those 2 days if we want to enter in the competition. And to get to that point, there was some other stuff we needed. So we had a couple half days in there too. So total, it was like 9 days over. And yeah, I think but it was like month after month. Like we just scheduled it and banged it out. You know what I mean?
How many hours do you think you got in the back?
Dang.
80 plus?
So let's see. I will say the second day on a 2-day session, we never went as long. It was more like 5 or 6 hours rather than like 8 or 9 hours.
Okay.
Because you come in and automatically it's all the blood is rushing to that spot, trying to heal it. You know what I mean? It's sensitive right away. Although like you're not going back over what you tattooed the previous day, you're just continuing off. But still, it's sensitive.
In that general area.
Yeah. So I don't know. Probably if you do like what's 8-hour days? 64?
64.
Take off some hours for the second days in there. So let's go maybe 55-ish to 60, and then a couple half days in there. So it was probably between 60 to 70 hours.
Okay. That's pretty solid for the back.
Yeah. It sucked. It's fully saturated. It's a lot going on.
Peace,
Super
Mr.
sick.
Bradford Smith.
Bradford Smith.
Monster.
Yep,
He's a G.
he is.
Impressive.
He started tattooing me when I was like 18, when I started getting tattoos.
What was your first one?
My first tattoo was actually by JR at Skeleton Crew.
Okay.
Right on. I think it was like when I turned 18, like on my birthday. I don't know if it was on my birthday, but I was like ready and waiting to get tattooed. Like the journey was about to start, and I knew that. Like I wanted full body tattoos from when I was like 12 years old. So when I turned 18, I was like, I'm getting tatted, I'm gauging my ears, all this stuff. So that was a Trinity symbol in the middle of my chest, like on my sternum.
Okay.
That actually sucked super bad for a first tattoo because I was as skinny as I am now. When I was 18, I was like skin and bone. So straight up just bone right there. Yeah, that one hurt. And then after that, that's actually when I found Brad, and then he was tattooing me after that.
Okay.
So
Nice.
yeah.
Nice.
And then, I didn't start tattooing until much later, but then he ended up being, we already had that friendship for me getting, lots of tattoos over the years. And then, we just he became like a mentor to me as well when I started tattooing, because naturally, like, he was the one I was going to go to and ask questions. So it's just kind of how it happened.
Nice. Sorry, we got a guest here.
Yeah. Cat found its way downstairs. It should be
Yeah.
okay. Just don't mess anything up, Cat.
Yeah,
Just wanted to
Sneaking
join the
around.
show, yo.
Yeah, he's looking to mess something up. Look at him.
for sure. Wild.
Don't jump up here. Don't jump up here.
Don't do it.
Anyway,
Yep.
All right. Sorry, Mr. Cat. Had the guest. Little guest spotlight come on.
but yeah, so I've never flown to any conventions. The farthest one I've done, and we're in Indiana, by the way, Midwest.
Yep.
For y'all that don't know, Columbus, Indiana.
Corn State.
Corn State, bro. But Florida, Jacksonville, that was my first convention in my apprenticeship, and we drove there. So we still could take all of our stuff, and it was no problem.
What show is this?
Jacksonville, Florida.
Okay.
Which, I mean, I really liked that convention. Greg used to go to that one every single year. I don't know if he still does.
I think I seen him post
think
about
so, yeah.
what conventions he was going to, and I think that's one still.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember the name of the show?
Jacksonville.
Just Jacksonville
Tattoo
Tattoo
So,
Expo
yeah,
or
I think
something.
it's
Okay.
put on by Blackworks and Bucksticks, maybe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely fuck sticks, because Greg, he used to use them. I don't know if he still does, but they were one of the local sponsors there.
Yeah.
And he would, when he was down there, he would always stop in at the warehouse and like say what up to the people or whatever.
Oh, nice. Nice to have good connections like that,
Yeah.
especially on people that put on shows.
Mhm.
So Jacksonville. Yeah, that's kind of the thing about Orlando is we're going to be driving down to Orlando. The kids and stuff will be going with us this time, so obviously not working, but so we'll they'll end up showing up for like one day or something like that, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, driving there is definitely a lot more beneficial if you can. You can basically bring whatever you want, and typically we rent a van whenever we go anywhere, and we just load it on up and take off. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The only thing is, I hate being in a car that long.
Same, bro.
So I know, like, you guys even recently drove to Florida again. It seems to me like you don't mind it at all because you keep on doing it.
I do mind it. I wish I could fly,
But the family and all that stuff.
it's so me personally, sorry for anybody that takes your kids on airplanes. I don't think it's bussing. It's not cool.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Especially when they start squealing and crying. It's not cool. I want to have respect for people, and I know my son's a little wild, and he'll definitely get a little crazy out there. You know what I mean?
If they're under 5, it's not fun going anywhere with them, honestly.
Oh yeah, yeah. So that's why we leave at night, because whenever we leave at night, the kids are asleep the whole time. I get, I'm not sure exactly what time we'll leave. It'll probably be like 8:00. So that way we can at least get in Atlanta through like 1, 2 in the morning, because fuck Atlanta's traffic.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever they're asleep, it's really, really nice. Get that 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours, whatever it is of kid free an adventure. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
This little guy's just.
I already know what's gonna happen. It's gonna
Be
cause
focusing
it's gonna
on-
cause the camera to glitch super hard, focus in and
Yeah.
out.
Get down.
Yeah. Cat, can you get down? No, down.
Sorry about that, guys.
Yeah.
It's all right.
At this point, I don't even care.
Yep.
He just wanted to be a center of attention for a second. Look at him. It's all right. They get the people going.
Yeah.
But yeah, driving at night, I don't have to worry about the kids. They'll be asleep. Leighton's the main one. They just start getting antsy. He doesn't like being in a vehicle. He likes to be out and about doing stuff. So
Yeah, you've spent some time driving and like traveling in buses and stuff. in the
oh
past,
yeah, whenever I first started traveling, bro, is on a minibus.
A minibus?
On a minibus, yeah. James Webster had a minibus. The first time, bro, it had no AC, and we was going to New Orleans.
Yeah.
And that was September 6th through the 8th of 2019 when I met Matt.
Yeah, which was also another cool thing about this past weekend at Evergreen, because it would have been 5 years to the weekend that
5
we ever
years.
worked together at a show. So that was cool, and that was also doing the collab on that opening day made it. That was cool.
Yep.
Was it-
September 6th was the first day I met you.
Yep, wild.
Was it so at this Evergreen Autumn show, was it like all the same people that you guys see in Eugene?
It was a lot of familiar faces for sure.
Yeah.
There's some new faces though.
Some new faces, a lot of old faces, but still the same caliber. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like the middle row that's usually like a crazy, like prestigious level was different this year. They still had a lot of phenomenal artists in the center row, but it's just a little different.
Mm-hmm. What's some of the conventions that you guys want to go to? Like,
So we've been accepted to Golden State once before, so I'm sure we could do it again. But that's definitely one I'd like to check that out.
as far as prestigious goes, I would say when I think of prestigious conventions in the U.S., it's like the Empire State Convention and in Golden State.
Yeah, Empire's
are
another
like
one.
the top two that I think of. Now, let's say
You got Hell City, which Hell City is a great show, which I'll probably end up doing that show this year
yeah.
again.
I'd like to check out
I
Phoenix.
I think of Evergreen too, except not having been to Evergreen. Like, I'll say one thing: the Empire State Convention was huge, bro, and
Yeah.
it was so crazy, like downtown New York,
Guarantee it.
Is that in New York City or?
New York City.
I've not been there, and I want to.
It was in Manhattan.
Okay.
At I forget what like hotel it was, but you know they all have like those ballrooms or whatever. But it was like 3 floors of the tattoo convention was going on like 3 different floors. It was big and it was nuts.
I'd like to go to that one. That would be tight. Do you know when that usually is?
No.
Okay. Do you know at least like season, spring, fall, winter?
It
Summer?
might be spring.
Okay.
Actually, so quick story. What had happened was, so we were finishing my back when we went there. I was there with Brad Smith and Cody Richard. And Brad was tattooing my back the Friday and Saturday. And then Sunday we were just chilling. But I proposed to Liz in New York at that convention. And so I wanted to do it at what's it called? Central Park. So if you walk out the hotel we were in Manhattan and you just look down, like look left out the front door pretty much, it was like you could see Central Park, like all the trees and the green down there is probably like 4 or 5 blocks away. So we just walked down there a few times. But I wanted to propose like at Central Park, but it was raining multiple days of the weekend, and the first day we got there, that's when we went and walked and stuff like that around Central Park. It wasn't raining, but I didn't have the ring in my pocket. And before we went, we were in the hotel room actually, and I needed to get it out of my bag, and Liz was just laying on the bed like on her phone or whatever. And I was like, do you need I tried to distract her so she could leave the room and I could like grab it and put it in my pocket real quick. But I was like, do you need to like use the bathroom before we go or anything? And she's like, nope.
Ready to go. Let's go.
I'm good. Like, just waiting for me. You know what I mean? And I was like, you need to like fill up your water bottle or anything, like in the sink and
Is there anything you need to do
in the
to-
bathroom, like in the other room? You know, she's just kind of hitting. She's like, nope. It's like, all right, let's go. So I was like, I'll do it later, like tomorrow or something. Didn't get the chance the rest of the weekend because
It's a tattoo convention.
well, because it was raining.
Oh, yeah.
And so that didn't work out. So then I ended up I did it in our room.
Right.
But like I think that was either the next Saturday or Sunday. I forget which day I did it. I
Bro, you
think
should've did that at
Saturday.
the convention.
Well, that would I don't know. She doesn't actually like that would have given her anxiety
Oh, yeah.
if I'd have made a spectacle about it.
Yeah.
So anyway, I didn't actually get to do the plan. It's still cool that it was in New York, I guess. But yeah, it was just like in our room because it was freaking raining outside, and I was like, well, if I'm gonna do it at all, I'm just do it right here. So anyway,
Well, at least she said yes.
yeah, she said yes.
It's like a typical convention story, though. Nothing goes as you plan.
Nope.
Yeah,
So don't plan.
yeah,
So learn to fight adversity.
yeah. But yeah, that was cool, man. There were a bunch of super heavy hitters there. Like I was just walking by people left and right. Like, was that who I think it was? You know what I mean? Like just walked right by me.
Right. Yeah.
Steve Butcher or whoever else. I definitely remember walking by Steve Butcher, and this was like 2 years ago, so I was even newer to tattooing. You know what I mean? I was
Right.
like a year and a half in maybe, and just you see these dudes around the world that are just iconic. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And yeah, I just walked right by Steve Butcher and like did a double take, just turned around. And I was like, was that who I think it was? And then that happened all weekend long.
Yeah. I feel like I've become like desensitized to it because like how many times I've like gone to Walmart at a show and then seen Steve Butcher
Yeah.
specifically in front of me, like checking out, or someone just
Yep.
in passing at a restaurant, or like it's like, oh yeah, what's up, dude? Like saw you yesterday at the show, and
Yep.
it just gets normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened a bunch there. Like I saw, it was like, the thing is it's because you see a bunch of people that you've seen on TV and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
Like they kind of have that stardom level in tattooing. So one of them was like one of the guests there that weekend. She wasn't tattooing, but it was Tattoo Baby, and everyone knows her. So it's like saw her. She just came right by our booth holding her little fluffy dog.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just making an appearance for the weekend type of thing.
Right.
And just was sitting there watching Brad tattoo my back. You know what I mean? And then, yeah, I met Pony Lawson, went up and talked to him, knew about him from like, he does a lot of the YouTube stuff. And so it's like people that you kind of see out there that have a bigger following, you'll end up seeing a bunch of those people there, and Golden State as well.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Even like Evergreen, there's Pooch was supposed to be there, but I don't
Saw
think-
Pooch at New York.
Yeah,
Yep.
he's
And I was
usually
like,
at most
"That's
shows that
Pooch."
we do. Yeah, a lot of the people that were on Ink Master and stuff, and
Yeah.
Sometimes I noticed whenever we was walking around in that middle row at Evergreen, there's a lot of phenomenal artists that don't even have a name for themselves. Like people that compete with your celebrity artists, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
maybe even better than them, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
But
yeah.
I think it's just on how you like sell yourself on social media and stuff like that, because social media will blow you up big.
Yeah, for sure. And it's also about branding and stuff too, and definitely how well you kind of present yourself on social media sometime. But it is crazy because there's so many people on Ink Master who like have a big name for themselves. And I just looked up one of them the other day actually, and just because I had never seen his work before, but he kind of, I guess, is somewhat of a big deal. You know what I mean? And then I looked up his Instagram and like was not impressed at all.
yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
and it's not that I try to be like a judgy person or like, you know, I'm not judging him based off the quality of his tattoos. He's a tattooer and I respect that. But I just don't understand how someone like that could get so much attention versus, like you said, these killers over here
Yeah.
who have no following. And you know what I mean? Just, I don't know. It's just a whole different, it's a different world now. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
No, it is.
People
Like
that
I
have been,
said, I seen that one guy, and He was doing work that's literally on par with anybody you can think of, and bro had maybe like 1,000 followers on Instagram.
Yep.
It just goes to show
Yep.
you ain't got to be a good tattooer to have a million followers.
I mean, I don't think it's needed. Like your local clientele is what matters.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, like
Until it doesn't,
right.
you know.
Yeah,
But I will say though, it has jaded a lot of artists.
the
The whole social media thing, and like, you know, people out there who might not even be that good but have this crazy following versus local people who might be freaking killers and they have just 1,000 people following them.
Yeah.
You know, like nobody knows about them, and that has really turned a lot of people off because somewhere along the way it transitioned from art to like attention seeking and social media.
It's entertainment.
Followers. Yeah, it's entertainment.
I feel like that's everything though. Like people want to be entertained. You know, if you do a good tattoo, that's a plus, but doesn't really fucking matter as long as you're gonna make a funny video or something. You know what I mean?
Yep.
well, it's like the biggest industry in America probably is entertainment.
Yeah. No, 100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, television, movies, all that stuff.
Yeah.
Some sort of entertainment, and that's I don't know. Have you ever talked to anybody from Ink Master, bro?
I don't think so.
They change you. You know what I mean? Like you have to wear this fit. You have to act a certain way.
I've heard some of those things. Yeah.
I don't know along the lines on how much it's scripted, but at least to how you act and dress is a certain way.
yeah. I've heard some crazy stuff.
They definitely edit it a certain way to paint people as like the villain on the season versus like the opposite. You know what I mean? Like the good guys or whatever.
Yeah.
So I think, which I mean, that's kind of why, like when I do watch that stuff, sure, I like to watch tattoos, but also it kind of irks me a little bit because they'll be like, all right, you have 6 hours to do this tattoo. And they do this monster, super realistic tattoo or whatever. And it's like, no.
It didn't take 6 hours.
It's like, no, that's fake.
Yeah.
And I've had people tell me, I haven't talked to anyone specifically who's been on Ink Master, but I know people who have, if that makes sense. Like, you guys know who Ryan Hadley is?
Yeah,
So Ryan Hadley, and they actually painted him to like be some douchebag villain on whatever season he was on. I haven't even seen it, but Brad Smith was friends with him. And so he talked to him about it one time, and Brad was telling me like, yeah, he told me that they totally just like put you out of context to make you seem a certain way. And it's not really the time limits that they say for the tattooing. Like you get longer than that and all that type of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's TV drama. It sounds like
for sure, which I think's done good and bad for the industry. Like it drew awareness to what good tattoos are.
Yeah.
But I also think it created like an unhealthy competition between artists. I feel like locally there's a lot of that. And then I think overall it's there too. But I think the clients are more educated because of Ink Master.
Yeah. Well,
But they have unrealistic expectations at the same time.
Yeah. Like I see it both ways for sure what you're saying. But if they think that like a tattoo like that's only going to take 6 hours, it's like it might take one dude 6 hours, or it's just totally off base, but it's certainly going to take me way longer than that.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one thing about it is everybody's different in tattooing.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people understand that. But yeah, it's crazy how Ink Master change who you are and give you like these unrealistic expectations. It's a great thing what they're doing, you know what I mean, to whatever extent that is. But
Yeah. And you're right as far as it being like good and bad. Like there's bad takeaways from it, but the good is like it did just bring tattooing more mainstream.
yeah, and the exposure you get from it, regardless if you win or lose, the exposure. I think I seen like Deanna James like talk about that one time, and she was like, you know, do Ink Master. You know, if you get invited, do it. You're gonna get so much exposure, which that's cool. You know, you'll have people coming from all over just to get tattooed by you because you were on that show. So
I don't think I could do it.
yeah, I don't think I could either. I'm not that kind of guy to go out of my way and just be whatever they want me to be, you know?
Yeah, I just don't think that I'm that like entertainer
No.
type person. Like I would just want a tattoo, and then if I was painted as a different person, that would rub me wrong. Like
Yeah.
I would, and that would probably make me that person. And no matter
Maybe.
at least in a viewer's eyes is more so what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So I know, did y'all ever watch like whenever Clean Rock won and Christian Buckingham was on there?
No.
I used to watch it whenever I was younger a little bit. And both those guys, phenomenal people, super nice. They were meant out or made to be like they had some sort of grudge or whatever. They don't. They're just super sweet guys. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's just wild.
I personally, when it came to like tattoo TV shows, Joe Capianco had one as Best Ink, and I thought it was it was more about tattooing.
Yeah.
And there wasn't the drama and everything in it, and I enjoyed it far more than that. But it's not a show anymore. I think it was only 2 seasons.
Surprised there was no drama. It just seems to be something that's on live television all the time.
If I'm correct, I think that was the reason there wasn't more, because they wanted to dramatize it, and he did not want to do that.
Yeah, because everything else that you think of, it's like, let's see, there's Ink Master, Black Ink Crew was one. There's LA Ink.
Yeah.
What was it?
Miami Ink.
Miami Ink. All of those literally are like drama shop shows.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Now there's some wild ones like the Tattoo Too Far and Tattoo Redo, and
I
Yeah.
haven't seen any or heard of them.
wild. Like someone else pick a tattoo for you. You have no idea what it is, and it is what you don't want tattooed on you. Like,
I've seen people that actually want that done.
yeah, we had a similar situation over the weekend in the studio, but they ended up being actually like really heartfelt, meaningful tattoos picked for each other with like they had set parameters that, you know, it's not going to be too far.
Right.
And they ended up being really sweet, and it been a really cool like situation to see. Lissa did one and I am doing the other.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was cool.
That's tight.
It'd be funny on a local level to shoot like, to shoot some episodes in your shop that are filmed like The Office.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
Oh, I know what
To
you're
where
talking
it's
about.
it's that awkward, dry humor almost, but it's like everyone gets interviewed throughout the day of filming, like in a back room, and it's always just like, I don't know. You know what I mean,
Like,
though? Like,
yeah.
if you've seen The Office.
Just like that awkward, like, can you believe that Jacob said this?
He said what?
The audacity that he would have to cut the stencil off the top part of the paper.
Yeah.
Like, just being like super frustrated about everything.
Yeah.
You gonna end up making that happen?
I don't know.
You're not gonna become a director or producer?
We could
or
try
something,
it.
bro?
I would really have to study that and watch it for a little bit. You know what I mean?
You know, I've never seen The Office.
It's good. I don't have a way to watch it, but there for a while when it was either on Netflix or Hulu, or at the time whatever I had when I was watching it, it's not on that anymore.
Yeah.
So they kind of
Reed
they'll like put stuff on Netflix and then take it off for a while and this and that. you know?
Yeah. Reed has tried to get me to watch it. Just it's not really something I don't think I'd have interest in, but I'm not sure.
You know, so that and Parks and Rec, they're both the same type of like thing, like the way
Really?
they film it.
You know, I've not really watched much of Parks and Rec. I
So-
only know like Bubbles, and that's it.
Yeah. So they're the same as far as I remember I didn't like it the first maybe like episode or two, and then all of a sudden I was just like uncontrollably laughing. and then from then on it's like you kind of got with the humor after you understood it a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't know, I guess that's the best way to describe it. Or at least that's how it was with Parks and Rec.
I've never seen Parks and Rec, but I've seen all of The Office, and at one point a few years ago, watched them all.
I guess I'll have to dive into it a little bit.
I'd recommend it.
Turn it on a little bit before I go to sleep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to dedicate time to a show anymore. I don't know why.
Yeah, ever since I caught up on One Piece, I can't do much.
You're actually caught up.
Oh yeah, I watch it weekly.
That's impressive.
Yeah, bro. I ended up catching up. It took me 2 years.
Yep.
2 years.
Is it good?
It's probably the best anime ever, bro.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
You said that one's super long.
Yes.
Like
It's got like 1120 something episodes right now.
it started in like 94,
97.
97.
It might have been in Japan, but 97 in America.
and an episode a week since then.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It goes on like little hiatus here and there whenever they're creating another arc, but it's good. Oda created a fucking phenomenal story.
Okay.
But yeah.
I'm just ready for more Cyberpunk.
Some more cyberpunk.
That one was tight.
Yeah. I'll have to watch that one. I've only seen like episode 1, and after I seen that little anime nudity thing on there, I was like, all right, this is where we're going with it. But it's nice to know that it doesn't do too much more.
No, that's not what I would pick out from it at all. Like when I think of it, I don't think of that at all, because that's not a reason I would watch it.
Right, absolutely.
I just really like the whole kind of post-apocalyptic society, like dystopian people rebelling against evil corporations in the future. You know what I mean? Like all that, even with regular movies.
Same.
I love it. I love all that type of stuff.
Yeah, but I like the literature that like that. I think that's why I watched most of The Walking Dead and fell off of it.
Yeah.
Anything post-apocalyptic, I don't know. Imagining being in those scenarios,
Yeah.
just because I couldn't. We've never had to do anything like that.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, I've seen The Walking Dead, so like I'm ready. You know.
That's only if the zombies walk, bro.
Yeah, I know what to do, bro.
Yeah,
Once them boys start
yeah.
running or something,
Yeah, you get some
Yeah.
like
I'm out.
28-day later kind of type zombies that are fast.
Yeah.
So look, I think out of all zombie movies, The Last of Us might be the most realistic one because it's a fungi based, like zombification or whatever you want to call
Yeah.
it.
The cordyceps.
Yeah, I don't know all the names or whatever of it, but that just seems like the most realistic one, and that one sucks.
You don't like it?
Well, no, I think the show and the games, that's phenomenal, but I'd hate to live with those zombies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Hate to live with those zombies. Walking Dead, I'm good all day.
Yeah, just
Let them
slow.
punks walk. It'll suck that you have to eventually like probably off an actual human, but it is what it is. The price to pay for justice.
Yeah, we've actually been watching Fear the Walking Dead because it just dropped on Netflix.
Nice. What do you think about that? Pretty good.
It's okay.
It's like spinoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like, and they do a little bit of crossover with a couple of the characters in The Walking Dead, but the difference is,
That's a prequel, ain't it?
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Fear the Walking Dead starts like before things happen. They're like in the middle of downtown Los Angeles or whatever, or like I don't know, somewhere in California. So it shows the process of like when it first happens in the middle of the city. And The Walking Dead takes place after everything had fallen because Rick wakes up in the hospital
Yeah.
and everything's just gone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but then, you know, it gets into like the rest of it's kind of after they exit the city and everything's kind of goes to crap. Then it kind of is like The Walking Dead where everyone's just kind of out in the countrysides on their own, like grouping up and killing each other and whatever. So it's not as good as The Walking Dead, that's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm kind of bored of it.
I got bored with The Walking Dead too. I think I fell off like 5 or 6.
Yeah, it gets repetitive.
Yeah.
After they killed off Glenn, it was game over for me.
Yeah. That was brutal, bro.
It was brutal.
Negan,
bat to the head.
dude, my wife loves Negan.
Really?
Loves, and he's like her favorite character in the world.
She's wild.
I know.
Do we need to talk with her?
I mean, you can, bro.
Did anyone see the new Fallout movie? Because I'm curious. The game was sick.
I
The
didn't.
Fallout show?
Yeah.
The Fallout show's fire.
Is it fire?
Yeah, it almost got
I'm
me
gonna check it
interested
out.
in playing the game, but I don't know if that would be a game for me.
I played quite a bit of Fallout 3 during the whole like COVID shutdowns.
Yeah.
So like that was super weird playing that game, like walking around like
Oh yeah.
post-apocalyptic world, and I'm like trapped inside my house.
Yep. Something that seemed not too far off at that time.
Yeah. Like this could happen in like a couple months.
Yeah, they did really good with it. I don't know how much it relates to the game because I've not really played any of the
Right.
games, but I think everything else was like pretty solid.
Yeah, I'll
I would
check it out.
definitely recommend it.
What do you guys think about that? Talking about futuristic situations. Where do you think we're headed as a society?
You know, it's honestly hard telling where we're gonna
Yeah.
go, bro.
I'm along for the ride.
Yeah.
I don't really know.
There's some people are like, there's no way a grid down situation could happen because of this and that, and there's backup things, and other people are like, no, at any moment, if you attack the right thing through cybercrime or whatever, you could totally take down a power grid, or or the you could hack the water supply, and you know what I mean, stuff like that. Because they say it after about it would only take like 48 hours of having no power nationwide or something. Like it was either 2 to 3 days to where if people didn't have those resources, then they would start resorting to like crime.
I think less than that.
Less than that,
I do.
Yeah.
I 100% think it'd be less.
because even
Almost
if we
instantaneously.
even if we didn't have power, it's like if you just think of the grocery stores and like they operate with payments and shipping routes, sending and receiving and all that. It's like if you didn't have power, like once the grocery stores are out of food, there's no more trucks coming.
Right.
You know what I mean? And it would not take long for something, like within a day, it'd be picked over and all the stores would just be worthless.
Yeah.
If
And-
something catastrophic happened, and then it would be like all hell would break loose.
For sure. And most people act instantaneously now. Like if we were to, the lights shut off right now, we're going to get up and go figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
And then we're going to go outside and see what else is going on. There's going to be more people outside. And then you're going to have that like mob mentality of like everyone's kind of panicking. I feel like lightly got a taste with COVID. Like everyone kind of panicked a little bit at the very beginning. I mean, couldn't go anywhere to buy toilet paper.
No.
Yeah.
That's such a weird thing
Panic
to
sets
panic
in
about.
fast for sure.
Yeah.
Toilet paper is such a weird thing to panic about.
Yeah, that was
Like,
the strangest.
just wipe your ass, bro.
We didn't buy toilet paper before, or like we had our normal amount that we would normally buy at the store.
Like a case. Or
Yeah, we
like
had for a 3-month period of time. Like, I don't know, everyone was stocking it. Maybe there's only keep a roll or two at their house. I don't know.
I think it was literally just because that's what was put in front of their face.
Yeah.
If someone and because of that, it was the first thing to take off, so it's all people thought about versus like how many other things are way more vital than toilet paper, and no one made a panic about that. It all had to do with like TikTok and Instagram and whatever, social media. It's like the first thing that kind of blows up out of nowhere. People just flock to it.
Yeah.
It don't make sense.
Yeah.
You wipe your ass with anything, bro. Like,
Yeah. When panic sets in, I guess things stop making sense. You know what I mean?
I guess, bro.
Yeah, I don't even think we really needed to go to the store the whole time.
Yeah.
Because, I love Sam's Club.
Yeah.
Try to always keep stock, just like I do in my studio with supplies. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like having to order bulk or make constant trips, rather, I guess.
Yeah.
But, yeah, it was wild.
What do you guys think about preppers?
Smart.
What, like
We should do a whole-
Doomsday preppers?
Yeah, we should do a whole episode on all this.
We need to find somebody that is one. Bring them in. All I know is
got
I
a
know
couple.
where I'm going.
I got
I'm
a couple
planned.
clients that are like really into the homesteading stuff, which I'm very interested in.
What do you mean by like homesteading, like farming?
Just like
building
being
your own stuff?
self-sustaining overall.
I think everybody should, really dive into that.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I'm all smart learning how to grow your own food. Like
Yeah.
we've slowly started to learn ourselves, and
You guys got a little garden out there.
yeah, we got a bunch of peppers and tomatoes and stuff, and onions, and we got cilantro and dill, and the normal stuff that we were going to the store and constantly buying all the time.
Yeah.
It just made sense if we're growing it ourselves. We also basically what we talked about in the last episode, like we kind of know what's being put into it if we're growing it ourselves.
Yeah.
And it's been fun. I've learned it's almost been meditative to add into my ritual to get up every morning, go outside and water the garden. And I'm outside, usually outside barefoot, and just
And-
feels natural.
Yeah.
And the weather this time of year, especially in the morning when you step out, there's that slight chill in the air.
Yeah, it's like
Nice.
invigorating. Yeah. Go outside, get some like fresh air. This morning I went out there, watered the garden, meditated for like 5-10 minutes, and just kind of just cleared my head a little bit.
Yeah,
Knew
absolutely.
we were getting into this. So yeah, I don't know. I enjoy it. I think prepping somewhat for everything is smart.
Yeah, you at least need to have some kind of plan and action, just because you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. You said you got a bug out spot. You know where you're going.
Oh, yeah, I can't release that, though.
Oh, no. I wouldn't ask you
But
to.
yeah. Me and Travis talked about this multiple times.
yeah.
Back whenever like COVID happened, so we know what's happening.
Yep, I know where I'll be too if anything was to.
It's got to be
pop off.
it's got to be near a water source if you plan to stay there for a while.
Yeah,
We're already smooth.
All right.
It's my old stomping grounds back in Kentucky.
Yeah. Dude, I think about this stuff a lot, bro.
do you?
Yeah.
Well,
Does
you
it give
never
you
know what's going to
anxiety?
happen.
You never know what's going to happen.
This world's weird, and you don't know the higher ups what they got over us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Never know.
Yep. You never know if a hack is actually going to happen.
Right.
And you're not going to know until it happens, and then you are in the situation.
Right.
So
Yeah.
I've even seen statistics about, because there's like your basic prepping, you know what I mean, and then there's like the straight up tinfoil hat dudes who are like crazy about it, you know.
Right.
Which I'm not even gonna fault those dudes. It's kind of dope.
You-
I love watching those videos. I'm not like crazy about it, but the statistics I've seen, it's like with percentage of Americans not having basic necessities to last longer than like 1 to 2 weeks.
Which is wild.
food included, water included. Like if the faucets stop running water, these people are literally screwed. There's no backup containers to store water there. You know what I mean? Like basic stuff. No food other than what's in the cabinets, which will be gone really fast
for sure.
if you can't go to the grocery store. And
I mean, if you even go as simple as like you look at other like just tattooing. Like how many tattooers I know that only buy 1 to 2 boxes of needles every
Yeah.
order.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure they're doing the same thing with their fridge at home.
yeah.
So they're gonna exhaust that real quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, this just statistically, like the amount of Americans unprepared for even a 1 week scenario of no power or water or whatever is like 99% of people or more,
Yeah.
like crazy numbers. So it's like it really is smart and not crazy at all to just be smart and have at least a little bit of emergency food or water in your garage or your basement. You know what I mean? And most people don't.
Yeah, I was looking up into like getting a generator too, but more so just to have. I don't necessarily have. I don't right now. Don't really have a use for it, but like just having one, just because like our studio being in Nashville, how often I see people with no power. We've lost power a handful of times out there when it storms. It'd be nice to have that just as prep
Right.
as well.
Yeah. I agree.
So doomsday preppers, that's what y'all gonna be now.
Yeah, dude, they're freaking gangster, bro.
I just want to be self-sustaining.
Yeah.
Like that would like ideally to me like be able to have my own energy source, grow my own food.
Need to get you some of those solar panels, bro.
Yes. Yeah, that's something I would love to do as well.
And they make those generators. They don't have to be gasoline.
Right.
They make solar powered
Yeah.
generators.
I did not know that.
Yep.
That's tight.
Pretty sure there's like tax write-offs for having solar power and everything now too.
There's definitely something for it. I don't remember to what extent, but there's definitely something for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Doomsday
guys,
prepping and conventions.
Oh yeah.
doomsday prepping and conventions.
Yeah, we got to talk about it more.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's gonna have to be something
Who's
itself.
the biggest lunatic that we know? We should just have them on here. Tell us about the end of the world.
I don't know anyone that's super crazy into like the end of the world thing, but I do know some people that are really into like self-sustaining living and like
Yeah.
stuff that would
Same.
be cool to have on here.
Well, if y'all are listening to this podcast, if you're a Doomsday prepper,
We need
shoot
you.
us a DM, please. 'Cause
Yeah,
we'd
we
love
wanna-
to have you on here.
We want to talk with you.
Absolutely. Interested, not going to hound you. So just truly interested.
What do you think tattooing looks like in that scenario? I mean, obviously, like
It
it's
depends
not
on
going to
what
be what it is
scenario.
now.
It depends on what
People-
scenario we get. Do we get zombies? Do we get just like a Civil War type of, because this could happen, especially with this next election, a Civil War potentially happen.
Yeah,
So-
it depends on, because like right now, if we're reliant on needle companies and stuff, and I don't even mean just for cartridges. I mean for like needle bars too. You buy them from companies. So it's like if you can't get any of that anymore, and you literally have to go back to just making everything from scratch. Number one, there's no power.
Right.
So even charging batteries for our machines and stuff. I mean, I
Yeah.
guess you could if you had a little generator, but like let's just say that's not an option.
Right.
You would have to find those like what do they use in prison? Like CD player motors
Yeah.
and
A
stuff
lot
like
of-
that, and
yeah.
and something has to power that, like batteries or
Grab a
something.
car battery and just
Yeah,
plug it up to it.
like it'd probably be like finding and using whatever you have, and that's not going to be sustainable for too long. You're going to have to find more batteries to use a CD player motor or whatever,
At that point in a Doomsday, are we even tattooing?
I would say just out of natural. I mean, you go through history primitively. People are still gonna want to mark their bodies.
Oh yeah, for
somehow.
sure.
It's probably it's gonna look a lot different. We're not doing 10 to 12 hour sleeves and stuff anymore, but we're probably gonna want, people are gonna want things that signify parts of their that journey too.
Yeah. So I guess
Some new tribe logo.
More tribalism stuff. Probably.
yeah, it would probably have to eventually. You'd use what you can here and there to make machines, like makeshift stuff, and to get power to it. But at some point, you wouldn't be able to. It'd have to be like tribal sort of stuff. If that was stick and poke, or if it was that Tabori tattooing,
Right,
like the knocking.
If it happens, I'm still tattooing.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
Oh yeah.
He's a zombie or
Yep.
not. Holla at you, boy.
Find the 100th tree to the left.
Dude, I already hit somebody up that it was actually a tattooer with a basement, and I said, "Hey, if COVID happens again, are we using that basement for tattooing?" He said,
Right.
"Absolutely,"
Oh yeah.
Shit,
That
I
was
just
wild. That's
because I wasn't tattooing at that time. I started afterwards, so I didn't go through that. But all I have
yeah.
to say is, if it happens again, especially if I don't agree with all this stuff, then I'm not gonna just stop working for like.
Oh, we're blacking out the windows at the studio.
We're gonna keep
Fuck you
we're gonna keep tattooing. I'm not the one to care about that.
I honestly, out of that during that time, I regret not tattooing more.
You do.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
And I understand people have different convictions about that whole situation.
I don't think it would have been much different than what we did right when we got back. You know what I mean? I don't think it would have changed any. We're dealing with one client a day most of the time. Don't think it would have made a huge difference. I understand that it was unprecedented. It hadn't happened before.
Yeah. Just shut everything down and just in case.
There was one time the cops ran in at Secret Lotus while, I was supposed to tattoo that day, but I woke up with like a weird feeling. So I messaged my guys like, "Hey, we're not going to tattoo today." And good thing, because the cops ran in and they were like mad. They were ready to lock some people up for like tattooing. Because I guess it was like, it's almost like equivalent to like spitting on somebody, you know what I mean? Like endangering their life, I guess. But yeah, they were mad about it. Luckily, I think Cholo and them was just like, "No, we're just cleaning." He's like, "Yeah, keep 6 feet apart." That was that.
Yeah.
Because I guess after 6 feet, your sneeze or cough doesn't matter anymore. Make it make sense.
Yeah. I don't know. That's the thing, man. Everyone just has their different conviction. I didn't have much of a conviction about all of it.
I just didn't know what was going on.
If I was tattooing, I would have been still tattooing at my house. Like,
Yeah.
just not post about it and let people know, but hit up on my clients like through a private message and be like, "Hey, if you still want tattooed,
I'll let you
hit me up." Most of them would have been like, "Bet, I'll be there."
I still had, so whenever the shutdowns were over, my books were filled because I still had people hitting me up. Hey, if you want to still tattoo, hey, if you want to come over and do a tattoo at my house, hey, if you want to, it was just constant.
And people had money.
Yep.
Dude, I was working at Cummins at the time, 60 hours a week mandatory, and my checks were like $650, $700 after everything was taken out. And then the stimulus checks that we were getting each week were like $900.
Yeah.
I was literally making more off of that than I was working crazy overtime at work.
I got nothing.
Like
during
people
that whole
people
time.
came out of COVID and we had a economic boom because
Right.
they couldn't do anything, but yet everyone was still making money. And so afterward there was a surplus of like, because they printed trillions of dollars.
Right.
And then afterward it was like we had a huge economic boom coming out of COVID.
Yeah, we had like tax time for a year after that.
And honestly, that's what took the tattoo industry to the next level. I remember specifically like before that at hospitals and stuff, you couldn't show tattoos. And all of a sudden, when I started tattooing, there were groups of nurses, like 4 or 5, that would come want like friendship tattoos. And I asked them, and I think I had a lot of this at like Salty Siren when I worked there in Greenwood. Groups of just ladies that worked at medical facilities or hospitals or something.
I think over half of my client base is medical.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah. And so I'd be like, so I thought you guys like couldn't have tattoos or couldn't show them or whatever because so-and-so I talked to a while ago. And they were like, no, after COVID we can. Now they lifted those restraints because they overworked so many nurses specifically, like hospital workers during that time. They overworked them like crazy and so many people quit. And they had trouble keeping employees and stuff because people were like, I have a family. I'm not working 7 days a week, 16-hour days, like crazy shifts during COVID stuff.
Yeah.
And so then they said that because of that, like those rules got lifted and it wasn't as strict anymore because they needed employees.
Yep. I think they did the same thing in like police departments and stuff too.
Yeah. And they didn't want to just turn away a bunch of people just because they had a little tattoo on their forearm.
Yeah.
Or, their whatever. So I think it was after that it not just in that industry, but maybe in a lot of other industries, it just started becoming very widely accepted to have visible tattoos. And then as we've seen after that, the tattoo industry just went boom.
Yeah. It's definitely gone a totally different direction post-COVID.
Specializing. Like
that was starting.
That it was starting, but I think that now it's like it's like normal,
Yeah.
Yeah. I think most people reach out and they'll be like, well, do you specialize in this? Do you do this?
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Even clients are educated about it now, or at least a lot of people are.
Yeah. I think that all it kind of helped with the Ink Master. Honestly, YouTube people. A lot of the clients that find me are doing a lot of research on YouTube. Honestly, I find so many of my clients know the names that like I'm like kind of blown away that they know, like Pony Lawson. They're like finding those people on YouTube and watching those, and they're becoming educated on styles and going to artists that do that style and stuff, which I think is awesome.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Things have changed, man.
Yep. And it's constantly changing.
Yeah, tattooing's changed. You'll have a lot of those old heads will say like they'll talk about the golden age of tattooing as like 20 years ago or something like that.
I think now is the golden age.
I think now is the golden age. Absolutely.
Everything's changing, transforming. What used to be good is not the best anymore, you know what I mean? So,
and even with the, like I've heard people talk about the economic shift currently happening, which it's a normal cycle of like inflation happens and you kind of have to like damper down the economic situation so that like inflation stops type of thing. And they do that stuff on purpose. But so like recessions and then economic booms, like it's a normal kind of ebb and flow of what has to happen to keep things balanced, I guess. But there could come a time to where you have like a prolonged recession type of deal. And it's happened to other countries to where like just from here on out, like it's no longer what it used to be because things got so bad that it kind of permanently messed up. And then they have to completely rebuild the system type of deal. So I know that could look a bunch of different ways, but it could easily come to a situation like that one day to where it's like a there was the Great Depression,
Right.
like way early on, and that wasn't just for it wasn't a 6-month recession.
No.
You know what I mean? I don't know exactly how long it lasted, but it was like for a while things were really tough in the U.S. And so if something were to happen like that again, even if there were outside factors affecting it, you know what I mean? It could come to the point to where tattooing is not what it is now. And then we'll look back and be like, I can't believe how spoiled we were to be tattooing specific things all the time, like specializing in things because there was that much money flowing, there was that much people that wanted those tattoos, and like just super spoiled.
Right. I think
I guess
tattooing's seeing some of that right now, even
Yeah.
a little bit.
Yeah,
Like, I mean, I
it's
definitely
slowed
see,
down for a lot of people.
yeah, I see a lot of artists that do specialize, that, you know, they're not able to do what they want to do every single day. But I don't think tattooing's going anywhere. I really don't.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah. Like in those like past situations with depressions and recessions, things that do really well are the things that make people feel good. In like the depression, and I even think during COVID, if I'm correct, like makeup sales were skyrocketed because it makes people feel good. During the depression, you had during the depression you had alcohol sales through the roof and stuff because it made people feel good.
Yeah.
And I think tattoos do that for people.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's going anywhere. I do think it will look different.
Yeah.
Tattoo need to be on health insurance. It's almost like a therapy for most people.
Yeah.
Now charge your health insurance. Outrageous.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think it's not going anywhere, but the landscape could drastically change.
Yeah, and I think it has to, and it will, no matter what. It's a constantly changing thing. I've seen it change so much in the 9 years that I've been professionally in it. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I would. Yeah. If I had to just sum it up, I would say like since COVID, I would say the tattoo industry has been better than it ever has been, as far as like becoming more mainstream, the number of clients, the opportunities that tattooers have. Like it just seems like a golden sort of age to where it's like it's been like really, really good for the last few years, and now it's kind of heading into this like downturn a little bit for some people.
Yeah, so. I think on the turn of that, art-wise, though, it's like in a Renaissance style era. Like the tattoos are so good. There's no reason anyone should be getting a bad tattoo anymore because there's a lot of good artists. We're surrounded, honestly, by a lot of good artists in the Midwest.
Yeah.
Yep. Even like you said, Slater, people that like no one even knows about that are like killer artists, dude.
Mm-hmm.
As long as they got a local following, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's what's going to matter.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's where a lot of people mess up because they don't start local. They're like, oh, let's blow up and get viral on TikTok and Instagram and everything.
If that doesn't actually translate to clients, then it's like that person still could not be struggling tattooing, you know?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that big following doesn't mean anything.
Nope. Followers do not make you a good tattooer.
Nope.
Well, boys,
Trying to wrap it up.
I think that's about it for episode 2.
All right. I got to pee. My coffee's trying to come out again.
Uh-oh.
I swear I just pee for the first few hours of the day because I drink 3 cups of coffee when I wake up, and it just keeps coming.
Right.
3 cups.
Yeah.
It's a lot of caffeine, bro.
I had 2 today.
I've been drinking the Zoa, the rocks energy drink.
Yeah.
And I've enjoyed those as a replacement for my like caffeine source. Feels super like.
Is that tea stuff?
It's not tea. It's like basically like an energy drink, but it's all natural, just vitamin supplement.
Okay. Is that what you've been getting? Those little cans, those yellow cans or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it could be caffeine from natural sources,
It
though.
is.
Like if it's green tea extract or whatever.
Yeah, that's where it's coming from.
Okay.
Yep.
So I could see feeling cleaner on stuff like that.
Yeah, I don't have that crash for sure that I would of like drinking Red Bulls or anything like that. But
I damn near quit all that.
good for you.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, good chat.
Yep.
Good chat.
Episode 2 in the
Episode
books.
2. Yep. Thanks for
Episode
everyone
2.
listening to
Yep.
episode 1 and all the support online.
Absolutely.
Appreciate y'all.
Uneducated podcast. Follow us on Instagram. What is you guys' Instagrams personally, by the way?
Slater Tattoos 100. Holla at your boy.
Holla at your boy, Anime Tattoos.
Anime Tatty.
Yep. And then mine's just under Matt Jackson Tattoos, and the studio's Redbird Nashville.
Redbird Nashville. Okay. And Tracy Scott .tattoos. And that's my IG. Yeah.
Yeah, and all the socials for the podcast are under Uneducated Podcast
Yeah.
with a K.
Yep. Make sure you spell it wrong because that's how it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys.
Subscribe on YouTube, hit that like button, all that good stuff. Leave a
Like, comment,
comment.
share.
Doesn't matter what kind of comment, just leave a comment, an emoji, whatever, just for the
Yeah.
algorithms, you know?
Yep. We appreciate you.
Yeah.
Appreciate y'all much. Till next time.
See you guys.
Gang,
Peace
gang.
out.